Hey guys, welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to see how we can edit data frame. We are going to cover a map function. We will also see how the new column can be added to the data frame, how new column can be dropped, and how we can rename the column name in data frame. So let's get started. Basic import pandas library again. Path file name, and now in this case for this session, for this video, I'm going to select only specific columns from a CSV file to the data frame. So this options is my file name, and I'm selecting only top 3 rows from CSV files, and with the use calls options, I'm selecting city name, length of service, and the gender full name from the CSV. And let's see how my data frame look like. So my data frame, as I mentioned in these options, would have only 3 columns, and the columns specify with the use calls option. Now suppose you have a use case and wherein you feel a gender name, full name may not be required. Instead, you wanted to see, say, a new column as say gender short, wherein if it is a male, it should be just say capital M, and a female should be abbreviated with capital F. So in order to achieve this condition, we could use a map functions. So say I'm going to set a new variable called gender short. Oops, gender short. Map function, and we need to use a lambda here, x. So what we wanted to say is it should return a male if column is equal to male, else f. So let's go ahead and run this. And so if you look at the values now, for male, it will be abbreviated as M, and for female, it will be abbreviated as F. Now, suppose if we wanted to append this value to the same data frame, that means just add a new column. So this can be done using, say, new column name as say gender short, and we can just put the values here. That's all. And by doing this, we have just added a new column at the end of the data frame. Now it looks to me that gender full is irrelevant, and I can just go ahead and drop this column. So in order to drop this column, we could use drop function, say column name equal to gender full, and that's all. If you run this, you will see a gender full column is removed from the current database. Now please note that if we run a data df now, it will still have this gender full column. The reason being, we have not assigned this drop value back to a data frame, and that is why it was not removed from original data frame. So suppose if you have a use case where you wanted to remove from the current data frame, you could just assign this value to the original data frame, and you would see that it would be removed. The column would be removed from your target data frame. Now suppose one more use case would be updating a column name. Now, say for example, length of service. I wanted to be more explicit here, and I wanted to make the column name as a length of service in years. So in order to do this, I could just use a rename function, columns. So this is the old column name would be my length of service. Instead of that, this is my old existing column name, and I would like to rename it as say length of service in years. Now if I run this, you would see my column name is updated to the new values. Now Please note that this is exactly similar to the drop value now that the new values are not being assigned to the original data frame. So if you check the content of old original data frame, you would still see it has a column name as length of service. So in order to change the column name in, say, in original data frame, you could just assign this change to the original data frame. And now if you see the content, the column name would be updated to the new values. Now let's go ahead and see one more example wherein if you wanted to add a new column called country, and let's see how we can do that. So suppose we create a new variable called country and we put the values as a list. So Vancouver means say US, Mumbai is in India, and for Sydney we use AES, right? Country. Now if we wanted to append this column at the end of the data frame, we could just use this. So say put column name as a country and the values. Now if you check the content, you would see the new value, new column has been added to the end of the data frame. So that's all for this session. Thank you so much for watching.